video, I'm going to show you guys how to spot a standing back handspring. I would not recommend doing this without a student who hasn't progressed in this skill quite far enough. Successfully go over either a boulder or using a double spot with a back handspring. And make sure if you're spotting this, you are a coach or you have some kind of tumbling experience. It also helps if you have this skill down or have performed it previously in your life. So starting with the basics, you want your student to have a really good arm swing as if they're sitting in a high chair. You need to make sure that their swing goes down and then up, and this will give them the maximum height needed to execute a back handspring. Now you'll see here that Haley goes over the boulder a few times just to get used to the motion of lifting up her belly and then hitting a handstand snap down. The handstand snap down is very important for a back handspring because it's the ending of this skill. If your student does not have their handstand snap down well enough, they may have trouble landing on their feet, or they might not be strong enough to do the skill yet. Now on to spotting the skill. When you're spotting the skill, you want to make sure you have one hand on the back and one hand on the mid thigh. The hand on the back will help support their stomach in lifting the belly throughout the back handspring, while the other hand on their legs will help to get their legs over during the skill. Now you'll find some gymnasts have a problem lifting up their belly and they look like they're sitting in a chair in a back handspring. The trick to this is really opening up their shoulders and showing them the right positioning for a back handspring. They also may not be ready for a back handspring if they don't know how to open up their shoulders or stretch out their belly during the skill. Now I would recommend either standing up or going on your knees when spotting this skill. Personally, I feel better when I'm on my knees spotting a back handspring. I like to make sure that in their arm swing they are not swinging their arms out to the side. That would risk you getting hit in the face, or if they were bending their elbows back, that would risk you getting elbowed in the face. So make sure that you are figuring out how each of your gymnasts or students are working so you don't get hit in the face or risk getting hurt. Now you also see that I distance myself a little bit behind Haley just to make sure that her arm swing won't hit me, and it makes her feel comfortable enough knowing that I'm there but she can't see me right on her side. Now basically they'll perform the skill similar to the boulder, but you really want to lift on their back, pushing up to the sky in a rainbow kind of motion, and with the legs you're basically going to follow that same exact motion. Like I said earlier, if they're not strong enough, you really need to support their back and their stomach throughout the skill. And they may also still need a double spot representing the same exact motions just on the other side of the student. As your student is progressing in their skill, you may find that they'll either need help getting their legs over or getting their stomach over. So you can either put one hand on either just the back and support the back throughout the skill, or their legs. Now usually it's only the back that needs help because they still need help getting their jump and getting some confidence in the skill. And then when you get more comfortable with your student, you could switch up your spotting method by either standing up, which will make it a lighter spot, or if they still need a little bit more, you could do one-handed on your knees. And then if your student still needs a really heavy spot, I would recommend turning the fingers upward. This will give you a bigger lift and push on their back to help them over with a back handspring. Now basically the skill is quite similar to a standing tuck, so if this tutorial helped you, I would recommend you guys checking out how to spot a standing tuck. And yeah, just make sure you're staying safe and following each step carefully and slowly. Taking small steps is always the best way to get each skill. You don't want to rush into it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.